developing that strength, and his product serves the world. Amazon serves each and every one of us in one way or another. We all use the product. And so he's got that complete alignment. And so what we're really looking for is alignment, because people say, oh, I have a lot of passions, or I care about a lot of things. It's about finding the alignment and the synergy across all three. And that's where I would start.
How important is a payday to you?
Tell me what you mean by that. How do you define that?
So you brought up Jeff. Okay. Look, Jeff, you know, I don't think, and I agree with you about the passion thing. I think a lot of people are looking for their passion. The monk has to go through a lot of discomfort early on to get used to sitting and being still. I think you would say that no monk is good at that naturally.
Agreed.
So I just want everybody to be clear. You know, to get good at anything, you're gonna have to get good at something you're probably not good at.
Yeah.
And I know many of the things that I have not wanted to do in my life, on the other side of that was exactly who I was supposed to become.
Yeah.
And it was my resistance to it that was actually whatever that was. Like, I don't want to do that. I didn't want to be a salesman. I hated the idea. I hated being called that. I thought I was better than that. My ego was very much invested in some other title. And it was that I had to lean into, Jay. I'm sure you've had those places where you're like, hey, the thing I'm resisting is what I need to lean into and actually get good at. Yeah. The passion thing has never, ever provided a payday for me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think there's parts of it. The point is, the passion part is, the mistake we make with passion is we say everything needs to be the passion. And that's not the truth. Like, we all have to do things every day that we don't love doing, right? That's a big part of life, and making something work. And there have been times in my journey where I've had to do more of what I didn't love to afford to get to the point to do what I do love. So I do love doing interviews on my podcast, and we have a great team of great team members that are selecting the right companies and the brands that we work with, that we partner with. So there is a way of creating a business model that is based on stuff you're passionate about. But hey, there's a lot of things you're gonna have to learn that you're not passionate about, or partner with people. And I think that's been one of my strengths, is in the things that I don't love, I've been good at attracting the right partners, because I'm all in on what I'm really strong at. And I'm not scared to outsource or partner with other people who have deep expertise in what they have. But you've got to have something to barter with at that time. Like, you have to have something.
Yeah. And you know what you said a few minutes ago, you're like, Grant, I'm not at your level. You said that with such ease and no ego and no investment in that was good or bad or less or more. And I think everybody here, you guys need to understand what Jay just said about drafting and getting on somebody else's vehicle, like riding with other people. How much of a lift has that given you, Jay, that you didn't have to do that work? You just got in the right platform with the right people.
Yeah, huge. Like, so you can save yourself so much time, but again, you have to have something to create the partnership or the trade. No one's going to trade with you equally, or it's not going to be a win-win if you're expecting someone else to just massively lift you up. And so for me, it's been huge, whether it's been partnering with the right people to launch our courses, or whether it's been helping a team, helping me build an amazing curriculum for our certification school. Like, to me, I've been wanting to up level the game on a lot of these things that exist. And that comes with using my expertise, but then recognizing the strengths of others. And I think the mistake we make is we either try to be everything. And by the way, in the beginning, you have to be everything. So in the beginning, you are everything. But as you start to grow, the key is to start noticing other people's strengths. So for example, Grant, when we get to hang, I'm not going to be sitting there telling you stuff. I want to be asking you questions about what you would be doing if you were me, because I know there's plenty of stuff that you could help me with. And I have no ego about it. And I'm glad that you felt that way, because to me, that's the only way we win, really, is if we're willing to sit down and say, well, what can I give? And that's why you have to have a strength, because you have to have something at the table to serve with and give back. And if you have that, then you're going to get in with more rooms, more doors opening, and more people.
You get very close to calling me Grunt. I noticed that a couple of times now. Grunt. With that accent that you have. my brother used to call me Grunt. That was his nickname for me. So
yeah, I'm sorry. It's the English accent. I should call it Grant, right?
Yeah. Dude, if I had an English accent, I'd be a billionaire right now. I mean, I'd be like, and if I had your looks too, you know. So Jay, how old are you now?
I'm 33.
Yeah, good for you, man. You're crushing it, bro. And I really, really appreciate you being here today. And and sharing. Hey, the book is How to Think Like a Monk. You guys should get the book. Okay. Maybe we can do something for people that are in our VIP section. Jay, I know we want to figure out how to get you to 10X Growth Conference to talk about taking this beautiful, this thing this vibe you have, and we 10X that thing, just like.
I love that, man. I love that. I love what you do. I think it's awesome. I love the conversations you're having. And I love the fact that you're empowering people to rewire their relationship with money. I think that's a really important thing. And, hey, I get judged for it too. There's plenty of people who don't understand how you can let two ideas coexist of being a good person, wanting to do good, and being materially successful. But hey, I think that's what we need in the world. I think we need people more compassionate with more resources to do good.
Bro, me and you running the streets together, we could be like, because I just crush people. I'm like, you say you're good and you're broke. I don't see how you put the two together. Something's missing here.
Yeah, well, that's
there's no God on this planet would want an individual on a planet where there's like an abundance of resources to be like a good father and then have to struggle at Whole Foods.
Yeah, I think we need to help people with realizing that strategy and sincerity, like assertiveness and affection, like these things go hand in hand. And that's, we were talking about that on the live the other day of the yin yang, like it's when you bring those two together that you're just unstoppable. Like, again, if you just want to be rich and you don't have the service mindset and intention, you'll get rich potentially, but it won't do anything, right?
You won't be rich.
Exactly. So why not do both? Like, why not do it with a deeper meaning and get there anyway, right? That's what we need.
Yeah, let's do both, man. Because I see a lot of people praying, meditating, wishing for guidance, and then not doing the work and not having the strategy, not having the plan. Yeah. So anything I can do to help you, man, build your brand, grow your business, become even more successful than you already are, both myself, my company, and our community. We got a big community. I implore all you guys to really support Jay in what Jay's doing and help grow his band. Okay, everybody give a big shout out to Jay, Big Jay Shetty. Okay, grab his book, read it, write a review on it. Jay, hang on a second, because what I'm gonna do is we're gonna come to a little Q&A with the VIPs. And I'm just going to serve up a bunch of questions to you. Everybody's loving on you, man. Jared, the other Jay in my life, Jared Glant, is going to talk about the homework assignment for tonight. Okay, you want to do it from here?
Yeah, no, I'll just do it right here so that we don't have to adjust anything. Guys, so amazing, right? Give it up for Jay in the comments. Let's see some 10X down there. If you love what Jay had to say, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're watching this, show Jay some love for giving us some of his time today and contributing what he did. And hopefully you guys are able to take what both Grant and Jay talked about today. Again, do the work, implement it. Like, information without action is not going to get you anywhere except for another hour and a half of your time, of your life gone. And so it's really important that you put these things into action. We put together a homework assignment for everybody that's on the call. Grant talked about defining who you are. What are the things that you can use in your content to better tell your story, to identify different audiences that you can communicate with. So the homework assignment is going to be to post a video or go live in the Facebook group and just cover 3 things that fall inside of your who am I story that you were not thinking with prior to this call, prior to this training today. So post that video in the comments. We're going to be giving away a bunch of cash tomorrow for everybody who does the work randomly. So make sure that you get your homework assignment posted to the Facebook group. Again, everybody that hasn't hooked